Good morning, everyone in Norway. My name is Sailesh Chitrakar, and I'm currently working as a coordinator in the FranceAid project. I did my PhD in NTNU under the supervision of Professor Ola. Currently, I am also a lecturer in the Department of Mechanical Engineering of Kathmandu University. I completed my PhD in 2018, so it was a joint degree between Kathmandu University and NTNU. And today's presentation, I'm just going to discuss about the research progresses of the FranceAid project. So I come from Nepal, which is located between two big nations, India and China. Because of the geographical topography of the country has a huge potential of hydropower development. According to the most recent published data, the total installed hydropower capacity in Nepal is 1015 megawatts, and the peak demand is currently over 1500 megawatts. So we purchase the energy worth more than 200 gigawatt hour every year from India. And if we look at the projects that are under construction and those that are under plan, the capacity of over 30,000 megawatt looks to be coming up in the near future. So Nepal is the country which relies heavily on hydropower, and although there is a big potential, we also have sedimentation problems, which looks to be a global problem from this map, but it is even more predominant in Indian subcontinent. So this is actually a very scary data which shows that out of 7 billion tons of sediment, suspended sediments which are deposited to ocean annually, 70% of them is contributed from Southern Asia. So there is no doubt that sedimentation is one of the very um, growing problems. It is one of the happening problems in the context of Himalayan rivers and the power plants under Himalayan basin. As a result, we are continuously facing these problems. The turbines of all types are continuously facing the problems of erosive as well as abrasive wear from the sediment particles. And that is why some turbines also get turned off at times when the production should have been a maximum. And they need to go to repair and maintenance every year. And there is also a reduction in the efficiency of the turbines because of the erosion problems. Mostly the regions around the runner are facing these problems because they have maximum velocities in those regions. Inside Hydrogen project, Francet project primarily covers the two activities, work package 1.3 sediment handling and work package 2.1 variable speed operation. In fact, there has been several works conducted in the turbines with variable speed operations lately at Water Power Lab of NTNU. And Francet project, on the other hand, is focused on variable speed operation, but also minimizing the effect of sediment erosion. There has been a series of research activities conducted in the past which deals with several aspects of erosion and possible solution for minimizing it. This is the most recent finding which has shown that the causes and consequences of the erosion is because of the small gap that is present between the guide vanes of the Francis turbines and the head cover. So these are the pictures of the eroded facing plates and the guide vanes. This erosion increases the size of the clearance gap, and due to the pressure difference, because of the pressure difference between the high pressure side and the low pressure side, it develops a secondary flow. So this secondary flow is ultimately transferred into the runner blades, causing erosion at the inlet of the blade towards the edges. A lot of research works were done in this field. The guide vanes, and more precisely, the clearance gap that is present in between the guide vanes and the head covers was found to be the main cause of the erosion problems in the runner. So in the current project Franced, we are looking into the possibility of replacing the works of the movable guide vanes with the variable speed operation of the turbines. So instead of using the synchronous speed of the generator, the load will actually be controlled by the turbine's speed itself. So within Francet, there are 6 work packages. which are led by 3 institutions equally. And these are some of the features of the project that include design of variable speed turbine, design optimization for better sediment handling, implementing Francis turbine without guide vanes, and model and prototype testings as well. Design optimization of Francis turbines for variable speed operation and better sediment handling is one of the major objectives of the Francis project. So in this regard, we have planned to perform both numerical as well as experimental investigations. And the numerical works are now more or less completed. The design optimization, it was based on multi-objective generic algorithm, and the blade of the runner Francis blades were rigorously optimized. We tested about 100,000 designs, and finally we came up with one design that is better in terms of both efficiency as well as erosion. And now we are in the process of testing the result experimentally, and these are the series of experiments that we are looking into at the moment. It will be taking place in 3 headings. First, we validate the blade design, then we validate the erosion model that we used in the numerical study, and finally we validate the turbines in the turbine testing laboratory of Kathmandu University. So that will be used to test the efficiencies at different operating conditions. This is the final result of the design optimization, which was carried out numerically. The design of the blade was varied and 3 parameters were tested. They are lean angle, blade angle distribution, and meridional profile of the blades. And after performing this optimization, the final design of the runner blade was proposed, which has an improvement in the efficiency by around 2%, but improvement in the erosion by around 26%. And after CFD, we have now started to conduct experimental validation as well. So currently we are using this rotating disc apparatus, RDA, in which the blades are rotated in a chamber containing water and sand. So we used this setup in order to compare the 2 designs previously, and it could be clearly seen after the experiment was done that the erosion in the optimized blade was reduced significantly compared to the reference design. And the second part of the experiment is to use the same experimental setup, RDA, in order to develop an erosion model by developing correlations between various parameters that affect erosion. And here we are using some simple geometries, which has a slot in between the specimen. And in this case, we are looking into only geometrical parameters, slot width, radius of the fillet, and the height difference between the 2 sides. So this is actually attempting to picture the small gap that is present between runner and the guide vanes. And by changing the RPM geometry and time of the erosion, there will be a total of 200 combinations that we will test for developing this erosion model. Our partner institution, IIT Roorkee, is doing similar experiments, but they are using different setups, and they are also varying flow parameters such as sand size, concentration, and velocity instead of the geometrical parameters that is taken care by the Kathmandu University and NTNU. And they have also published their results. So they have also shown some promising results in these papers. And by using the flow related data and the geometrical results, we finally expect to develop this kind of erosion model at the end, and the model can be implemented further in some CFD analysis as well. Finally, this is one spin-off activity which is showing the turbine designed by our team, and that contains fixed guide vanes, and it will be installed in the power plant, one of the power plant of Nepal. And currently it is at turbine testing lab for the testing. Okay, so these are some of the publications that you may go through in order to know more details about this project. Thank you very much. That comes come to the end of the presentation. Thank you.